to have a great class today. It's a 45-minute breathe and balance. We're going to start with the breathing exercise, and then we'll move through our flow and a couple of key balancing poses. So when you guys are ready, meet me on the mat. If it's possible, for the particular breathing exercise we're going to do today, sit back on your heels. You can bring your legs together. If it's not possible to sit back on your heels without any support, you can fold a blanket or a beach towel and put that underneath your booty. That will give you a little bit of a lift. Whatever feels most comfortable, I'm good with. Then bring your hands to your thighs. Stretch your fingers forward. Close your eyes. And take a couple of deep breaths just to center. Before we dive into our breathing exercise, starting to first shake off any feelings of tension or stress in your body. You've already done the hardest thing. You've arrived at your mat. You've carved out the 45 minutes to be here today. And now you just get to live and breathe in your body and enjoy your practice. Gently blink your eyes open. So this breathing exercise is called lion's breath. And if you'd like, you can keep your eyes closed, but I'll explain it to you first. Hands are your fingertips stretching towards your knees. Hug your belly and feel a really nice, long, tall spine. Take an inhale in through your nose. Open your mouth and make an audible sound. And I'll talk you through it a couple more times. So as you make that audible ha sound, you want to open your mouth as wide as you can. Stretch your tongue out as wide as you can, stretching your tongue towards your shin. Stretching your tongue towards your chin. I'll show you one more time. Inhale in through your nose. Open your mouth. It might feel a little bit awkward, but that's okay. Lion's breath is really good for your body. It's calming. It's shown to relieve stress, asthma, anxiety, depression. So we're going to practice this a couple of times. Hands resting on your legs. We'll do 6 rounds of the lion's breath together. Your eyes can be open or closed, whatever you're most comfortable with. Each time, let's start with our deep inhale in through the nose. Inhale in. Inhale and deeper inhale. Three more. Inhale in. Inhale in through your nose. Last one. Gently close off your lips. And find your inhales in and out through your nose. Let the activity of your lion's breath settle. Slow your breath down. And in class today, our goal is to continue to breathe in and out through the nose throughout your entire practice. And while you're here sitting quietly, set an intention for your practice today. Maybe it's to stay grounded in each moment. Maybe it's to breathe through stress. Maybe it's to be gentle on yourself. Once you're ready, make your way to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Stack your knees right underneath your hips. Good. Hug your belly and find a nice neutral table. Find a lift between your shoulder blades. Good. Holding right here for a couple of breaths. Strengthening your arms, turn your elbows in towards one another. Good. And then gently turn up onto your toes. Hug your belly in and press into your hands. Lift your knees off the mat 1 inch. Well, we're doing breathe and balance today. I have a couple of little core exercises for the beginning to get us going. They're also good balancing exercises. Press into the inner corners of your hands. Lift your shoulders up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Good. Turn back onto the tops of your feet. And then send your right leg out. Bring it to the right, knee to hip height, kind of like you're peeing on a fire hydrant. There's no sexy way to say it. Good. Holding here. And then slowly lower your right knee down towards your left. We're going to do 5 on each side. Lift it back up halfway. Lower. Lift, knee and hip at the same height. Flex your right foot. Your right leg should look like a frog's leg. Lower down. Lift it up. Lower. Lift. Lower. Last one. This might be 6, but that's okay. Lift. Lower. And release. You can just gently lift off your wrists for a moment if you need to. And then lift the left leg out to the left. Flex your left foot, kind of like a frog's leg. These are fire hydrants. Hug your belly in, press your hands away from you. And lower your left knee to your right. Let it hover off the mat. Lift it up. And lower. Lift, this is 3. And lower. Lift, 4. Lower. Lift. Lower. Good. Reset yourself. Bring your right knee back out to your fire hydrant. And then straighten your right leg all the way out. Good. Hug your belly in. Staying right here. This will also work your booty for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the right knee down. Good. Bring the left knee to your fire hydrant. And then straighten the left leg completely, trying to press the left leg all the way to the left. Heel and hip in one line. Lift that heel to hip height for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Beautiful. Come up off on your wrist for just 1 moment. It feels good to take a couple wrist circles. Good. And then when you're ready, make your way to downward facing dog. Lift your hips towards the sky. Soften your heels to the floor. Good. Feeling the backs of your legs start to open. We'll stay here in down dog for a couple of breaths. If you'd like to pedal out your feet, you can. For me today, it feels good to stay still, so I'm going to stay still. With each inhale, invite your hips and your sitting bones higher to the sky, and with each exhale, melt your heels towards the floor. And if ever in our class you want to take another lion's breath, you're on mute, I can't hear you. And even if you weren't, I wouldn't care. You're more than welcome to take that nice, audible, that'll help relieve all the stress and tension in your body. Inhale, look forward, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step to a high plank. Good. Hold here in your high plank. With control, hug your belly button to your spine. Lift your right foot off the mat 2 inches for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and switch. Left foot off the mat 2 inches. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower onto your forearms for a forearm plank. Drop your booty. Good. We'll be here for about 20 seconds. Find your breath. If it helps to interlace your hands and make a fist, That might help you feel a little bit stronger in this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees. Take a little child's pose. Stretch your arms forward. Sit your booty back towards your heels. Take 2 breaths here. And you can stretch your arms forward or bring your hands to prayer on top of your head or wrap your hands around your heels. Good. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step or softly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way high. Palms touch above your head. Exhale, fold forward. Hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank. Always the option to drop your knees as we lower. Halfway, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. One more breath here. Good. Inhale, look forward. Step or softly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Good hops. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way high. Palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. One more, sun A. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank. Step 1 foot back at a time. Lower halfway, high to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Take 2 full breaths here. Inhale, look forward. Step or softly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, sit down in your chair. Sweep your arms high. Hug your belly in. Sit your booty down. Reach the fingertips away from you, but draw the shoulders back and down. Fold forward, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips in line with your toes or on your shins. Exhale, plant your hands, find a high plank. Good. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg to hip height. Soften the left heel. Press through the right heel. Ignite the back of your right thigh. Then draw your right knee forward. Low lunge. Drop the left knee down. Sweep your arms high. Right knee over your right ankle. Hug your belly in. Soften into the left hip. Good. Stay right here or interlace your hands behind your head. Find a nice cradle action so you can take a little back bend. Open across your elbows and chest. Open your forehead to the sky. And then with control, slowly release. High plank or meet us in downward facing dog. You always have the liberty to skip these vinyasas in between every side. The more you do though, the more strength you're gonna build, and the more you actually practice, you'll get used to doing these sun salutations and these flows in between. Inhale your left leg to hip height. Press through your left heel. Step the left leg forward. Drop the right knee down. Sweep your arms high, low lunge. Sink into the right hip. Beautiful stretch for the right hip this morning. Chin parallel to the mat. Soften your jaw, your face. Steady your breath. Stay right here, interlace your hands behind your head. Take a little back bend. Open your elbows, open across your heart. Find this nice stretch. Draw your shoulder blades together. Good balancing test here too. And then slowly release. High plank or meet us in down dog. Lower halfway. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Take 2 breaths here. And if ever your wrists are hurting, you could lower onto your forearms to get a little break. That'll work your shoulders even more. Good. Inhale, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit down in your chair, sweep your arms high. One more little flow sequence before we find some balancing. Sit your booty down, reach your fingertips high, finding a nice strong chair, like you're actually sitting down in a chair. Build a lot of leg strength in our power yoga. Fold forward, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to your shins. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank. Lower halfway. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, let your hip fall open. Press into your right hand, keep your shoulders square. And then step your right foot all the way forward. Stay on the ball out of the left foot. Crescent lunge, sweep your arms high. Reach your fingertips towards the sky. Settle in 90 degrees to the right leg. Hug your belly in like you're wearing a corset. Find your breath. Good, then same option, stay right here, bring your hands behind your head. Find that gentle back bend. Open across your elbows, cradle your head to lift your heart and your forehead towards the sky. Good. And then slowly release both hands, frame your right foot, high plank. Lower halfway. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Keep the shoulder square, press into your left hand to maybe look under your right armpit at your left foot. And then step the left leg all the way forward. Crescent lunge, resting on the ball mound of the right foot. Sweep your arms high with some intensity, find some energy. You're already halfway through today's class. You're doing great. Reach your fingertips towards the sky. Sink 90 degrees into that front leg. Steady your breath in and out through your nose. Stay right here or cradle your head, interlace your hands behind your head, make a nice pillow or hammock for your head, and then start to go back. Lift your heart, lift your head, open your elbows, squeeze your shoulders together. Keep sinking into the front leg. Slowly release all the way down. Frame your left foot with your hands. Step forward, bring your feet hip width apart. Take your peace fingers and grab your respective big toe on each side. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Using your arms and your hands to draw your chest down. Release your head, tuck your chin towards your chest. Now would be a really good time to take that nice audible, like we practiced earlier with lion's breath. Opening your mouth nice and wide, even stretching your tongue out towards your chin. That'll relieve any stress and tension you're feeling in your body. And you know, sometimes people like mock lion's breath. I've seen it mocked a lot in like movies and stuff, but you know, there's no shame. It's very calming. It's a great breath. Even though you might feel a little silly, who cares? It's not what it's about. Release your hands, tented fingers in front of your feet. Heel toe your feet together. Good. Hug your belly in. Take your right hand, send it out diagonally in front of your right foot, about 8 inches or maybe even a foot, towards the top right corner of your mat. Good. Put a gentle bend in your right leg. Hug your belly in. Start to lift your left leg off the mat. Send your left leg all the way back at hip height. Good. And then simultaneously, lift your left arm to the sky, roll your left hip on top of your right hip, half moon. Beautiful. Stacking your left shoulder on top of your left hip on top of your right hip. Put a micro bend in the right leg, hug your belly in. You can keep your gaze down or turn it up to the left or even turn it towards your left hand. Then with control, drop the left leg all the way back, find warrior two. Good. Sink into the right leg, settle your shoulders, press through the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your fingers in equal and opposite direction. Steady your breath. Good. With control, bring your left hand to your left hip, make your way back to half moon. Right hand diagonally in front of the right foot to the floor. And then when you're ready, stretch the left arm up towards the sky. Good. And if you want to play around with your balance even more than balancing on one leg, you can try and lift onto one fingertip of your right hand, or bring your right hand to prayer at heart center. Good. One more breath in half moon. Find the lift, press through the left heel, and then with control, make your way back to warrior two. One more time. Good. Sinking into the leg, press through the outer edge of the left foot. Reach the fingertips, find opening across your chest. Good. Then straighten the front leg. Reach the right hand for triangle pose. Releasing the right hand to your right foot or your shin. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. Stay right here, wrap your left arm around your low back, hook it around your right hip, and roll your ribs and chest up towards the ceiling. Getting a nice heart opener, side body opener through the whole left side. Good. Even an extra shoulder stretch if you took the bind. And if the bind does not feel available, you can just keep your hand up towards the sky, or even bring your left hand to your left hip. Good. Slowly release both hands to frame your right foot. High plank. Lower halfway. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Melt your heart towards the front of your legs. Melt your heels towards the floor. It doesn't matter if your heels ever touch the floor. It matters that drawing your heels down is going to stretch your calves, your Achilles, behind your knees, and your hamstrings, all up the back of your legs. So it's not about your heels touching, not at all. About the stretch. Inhale, look forward, step to the top of your mat, bring your feet hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, grab opposite elbow. Put a micro bend in your legs or a big bend. Let your head and your arms hang. And if you need more room for whatever reason, you can walk your feet wider than hip width apart. Good, then release tented fingers, heel toe your feet to touch. Send the left hand to the left corner of your mat, diagonally in front of the left foot. Put a micro bend in your left leg. Hug your belly in, lift the right leg off the mat, send it back at hip height. Good, and simultaneously, when you're ready, sweep the right arm to the sky, stack your right hip on top of your left. Feel like there's somebody standing behind you, not in a creepy way, but that you're leaning back against somebody, so you're not gonna fall. You're finding that nice opening in your chest, find that nice balance. Press through the right heel, hug your belly in. Good. Put a bend in the left leg, warrior two. Making your way there as gracefully as you can, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Settle your shoulders down. Beautiful. With control, make your way back to half moon. Send the left hand to the left. Lift the right leg off the mat. Right arm up towards the sky. Gentle bend in the left leg. Micro bend. Lift the right fingertips. Stack the shoulders. Stack your hips. Press through your right heel. Good. Beautiful. And again, maybe playing around with coming onto one fingertip of your left hand or bringing your left hand to prayer heart center. There are all different ways we can play with balance here, and you're already balancing. You fall out like I did, come back in. And then slowly bend the left leg, reach the right leg all the way back, warrior two. For 2 breaths. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the front leg. If you need to step the back foot in a couple of inches, do so. And then reach forward for triangle pose. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Hug your belly in as you rotate your bottom ribs up towards the sky. And again, stay right here or wrap the arm, top arm around your lower back, pressing the right hand into the left hip. Roll your heart and your gaze towards the sky. Again, if that's too much, you can just bring the right hand to the small of your back or to your hip. And then slowly release both hands to frame your left foot. Step up to a standing fold. Feet can be hip width apart or toes can be touching. Whatever feels better right now. Just let your body hang. Let your hands, your head, your chest, everything hang. Good. And then heel toe your feet to touch. Gentle bend in your knees. Sweep your arms all the way high. Palms touch at the top. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Good. Transfer the weight into your right foot. Lift your left leg off the mat. Bring your left knee to hip height. And then with control, step the right leg all the way back. Warrior one. Reach the arms high. Press the palms together above your head. Make sure the right knee is opening to the right side of your foot, not collapsing into the left. That's really important for your knee. Make sure the right knee is opening to the pinky toe side of your foot. Gaze up at your fingertips. Reach the arms high. Draw your left hip towards the inner right thigh. And then with control, start to tip forward like a teapot. Tip, 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 tip. Warrior three. Lift the left leg off the mat, toes facing down. Press through your left hip. Reach your fingertips towards the front of the room. Beautiful. If it's too much to have your arms outstretched, you can bring your hands to prayer or arms to a T. One more breath. Good. Hug your belly in. Bring the left knee back to hip height. Bring your hands to prayer. And bring the left foot to tree. Bringing the inside, bringing the bottom of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh, or to your right calf, or to your right ankle as a little kickstand. Good. Open across your heart. Open across your hips. Settling down. Good. And if you want to stay right here, stay right here. You want to lift your arms up towards the sky. Lift your arms up towards the sky. Send your gaze to the ceiling. Beautiful. With control, slowly release everything down. Come to Tadasana. Open palms, open heart. Tailbone down, chin parallel to the mat. Let's do the other side. Bring your hands to prayer. Lift the right knee off your mat to hip height. Flex the right foot. Hug your belly in. And then step the right leg all the way back. Warrior one. Sweep the arms high, palms touch above your head. Gaze at the thumbs or fingertips. Sink into the left leg. Open the left leg towards the left. Draw your right hip towards your inner left thigh. Hug your belly, button towards your spine. Straighten strong arms. Biceps in line with your ears. Good. Tip, 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 forward, 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 forward like a teapot. Find warrior three. Reach the fingertips forward, stretch the right leg back, press through your right heel. And again, if it's too much to have your arms stretched forward, bring your hands to prayer or to a T, like airplane wings. Gaze is down, fingertips and heel igniting for one more breath. Good, then slowly bring your hands to prayer and the right leg to hip height. And bring the right foot to tree. Good. Finding your variation of tree, hands to prayer. Stay right here, stretch your arms up towards the sky. Open your heart, open the hips by pressing the right knee towards the back of the room. And then bring their hands to prayer. Slowly release the right leg to the floor, Tadasana. Open your palms. Open your heart. Draw your shoulder blades together and your tailbone down. Keep your chin parallel to the earth. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. High plank. Lower halfway. Upward facing dog. Should feel pretty good after the work you just did. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. And then draw your right knee towards the right corner of your mat for pigeon. Lowering your right shin to the floor, your left knee to the floor. Good. Right foot is, your right leg is parallel-ish to the front of your mat, but mine's certainly not parallel. It's more like a 45-degree angle. But really important is that you have square hips. So you're not sinking onto the right butt cheek. Find square hips, square to the front of your mat. And then stay right here, or you can lower onto your forearms. You can lower onto yoga blocks. You can lower onto a folded beach towel or blanket. Or if you're so inclined, stretch your arms all the way forward. Soften your forehead to the mat. Pigeon. Opening the hips, the front of your left hip and the outer right hip and glute. We'll stay for about a minute. We're nearing the end of our practice today. So we always like to take a little time for your hamstrings and your hips. Did a lot of heart openers today. You really worked your balance. You really worked the legs. So a couple of minutes to just unwind here. And maybe right now you don't feel like you need to take a deep exhale out, or maybe you do. But I really invite you to find your inhales in and out through your nose. If it doesn't distract you, you can count in for 4 seconds, out for 4. Start to walk your hands towards your right shin. Good. Press your heart forward. Take a little back bend. Draw your head towards your left heel. And then with control, turn onto the ball mound of the left foot. Lift the left knee off the mat. Lift your right leg all the way to downward facing dog. Good. Settle and soften. This is our last down dog of the day. And then lift the left leg to the sky. And then draw the left knee towards the left corner of your mat. Lower the shin to the floor. Drop your right knee down. Point your toes away from you. Start to gently scooch the right knee back. Good. Tent your fingers, hug your belly in, find square hips. And then when you're ready, fold forward over the right leg onto your forearms, or stretch your arms all the way out forward, whatever feels best. If it feels good, you can keep scooching that right knee back. You'll feel a deeper stretch, especially in the outer right glute. If your hips are nice and square, it'll feel even better. I think pigeon's one of those poses that in the beginning you're like, oh, this pose sucks. It's really hard, feel really tight. But then once you keep practicing yoga, pigeon I think is a lot of people's favorite pose. And although it's not about that, we all seem to hold junk in our hips, whether it's emotion, trauma, stress. The hips hold on to a lot of that. So pigeon is awesome for relieving it. About 15 more seconds in pigeon. Slowly walk your hands back towards your left shin. Sit onto your left butt cheek and gently sweep the right leg forward. Stretch both legs out. Give them a shake. Good. And then pull your hips underneath your shoulders. Pull the fleshy part of your booty away from your sitting bones. Feet can be together or hip width apart, whatever feels best. Good. Hug your belly in and slowly start to walk your hands down your legs, lowering first from your tummy, lowering your ribs, lowering your chest, and then lowering your head. So you might not look like a pretzel folding in half, but I don't want you hunched over and stressed in your cervical spine. Really want you to lower from the belly, ribs, chest, head. If you can touch your feet, okay. If you can't, okay too. Keep softening your chin towards your chest. If it feels good, you can gently shake your head yes and no. And slowly start to walk your hands up your legs, draw your knees into your chest. Good. And as long as you don't have any neck issues, gently roll back from this tiny ball onto your back. Good. Take a happy baby. Grab the outer edges of your feet, soften your whole low back into the floor. Beautiful. Good. And then from here, hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then drop your knees to the right, bring your arms to a T, palms up or down. Then your gaze to the left or close your eyes. A gentle spinal twist to end our class. Good. And then send your gaze up towards the sky. Draw your knees to your belly and drop them to the left. Send your gaze to the right. Feeling the peace and ease in your body. Maybe noticing how different you feel than when you started. And maybe recalling your intention for class today. I know I wanted to stay a lot more grounded in each moment than I had been feeling before class. And working through the anxiety and stress just by moving your body through your practice is really helpful in honoring whatever intention you have. Helps us to be more purposeful and more present. Send your gaze up towards the sky. Bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. One more time. Good. And then take a deep inhale in through your nose. And as you stretch your legs and your arms out, Shavasana. Take rest.